Okay, here's a look at the emini S&P futures contract for Friday, the where are we at? 17th of September 2010. Okay, so we had mentioned yesterday when the market had closed yesterday's video that we were looking at 18 right here as support. This is where we closed yesterday. So, by the way, this is yesterday's profile. This is today's market profile. And of course, the one in the middle here is what occurred overnight. So this is where we left off yesterday, thinking that the 18 area could act as support. And as you can see, it didn't get anywhere near there. I think the low overnight was around 23 or something like that. And then it shot up all the way up here to 32. So it had a pretty big range, a good looking rally overnight. But you can see it opened here in the regular trading hours and quickly came back into yesterday's range and then hit our 18 support. I think it got down to 17 or maybe a tick. I think it was maybe 17 was the low today, and then bounced up to 23, and that's really where it traded today. So that's sort of the key area here today. However, I don't really think the sell-off means a whole lot today. I think we closed just basically the same as yesterday. I think it really kind of remains to be seen here. If this market continues with this kind of sell-off, which I don't think it will, but if it does Sunday evening and Monday, and then come back down below, let's say 17, 18, and hold there, then we could easily have another leg down, maybe even down to even 10 perhaps. So that is a possibility. The resistance on the upside is around 23, and I think if it can hold above that, then we're going to go back up and test that 32 area again. So here is the profiles from the regular trading hours as well that we use. You can see here on our trades on our software today, we actually only had 3 arrows here, as you can see. This was the first trade triggered, or I should say set up. It was not the first trade triggered, it was the first one set up. This second trade down here was actually the second trade set up, but the first trade entered. So we're able to get long here and have a nice rally on this one. And you might be saying to yourself, well, we're in a red here. Well, that's true, but 18 was the known support, and we're in an intraday up auction. So we still have our 2 out of 3 method going for us to allow that market to head higher, and that's why I went ahead and took this long here. When the market came up here, it had just switched to neutral. So this is what we would call kind of an optional sort of trade. If you were still in your long position, you'd want to get out. You can see our dash red line here hit it right to the tick this time as the market rallied up. And we were filled here for those that did want to get short, which allowed us to take part in this down move. Now, for those that did get short, we also had another trade in here to get long, which did get stopped if we also actually classified this one here, the third trade, as what we call a blue trade or optional trade. So both of these trades here, these entries were somewhat optional, just in the sense, obviously this first one was a really good one, we knew that, but we really don't want to be a seller in the up auction, and especially once it had changed to a neutral filter. Even with the neutral filter, if that's the case, then you're still holding on to this one and didn't get stopped out of the first long trade from down in here until right here. So as a result, this trade was never even taken. So we actually ended up with one trade here today, unless the traders were more aggressive. And if they did take this and they did take that, I think our net result was maybe an extra 7 ticks or something like that. But just the same, it was, these were optional, and the end result was very, very close. So this is really our key here trade today, which really what we were looking for. I didn't really think we were going to get it when I woke up this morning after the market had rallied so much and was still trading up, above 24. So obviously would have some ways to come down to get down to 18, which was our support area. And it did that, and then triggered us into that nice long trade. So everything worked out pretty nicely. We're thinking that we're still in the up, but watch out for that 17, 18 area. If it can hold below that, it could very well come down to about the 14 again, and then the 10, and so forth. So any questions or comments are always welcome at info@eminidaytrader.com. So have a really good weekend. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you again on Monday.